Welcome to episode 5 of the Gumball Machine Podcast. Woo! Wow, you guys are full of energy tonight. I'm Andrew Alston. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Paul Kelly.
What's up?
Allie Quinn.
Hi.
And Mark Chandler.
Good morning.
Hi. How are you?
Super good.
Yeah, you guys are all doing well? Yeah?
Yeah, hanging in there.
How was ROCKFEST, Paul?
You
weren't with us last week.
No, I wasn't. It was muddy as all shit, man. And yeah, I mean, like, there's something that, like, when you have 3 days in dirt in a tent with no sunlight and it's just nonstop rain, like, that shit takes a lot out of you, man. Like, I was done basically that entire week. Like, only now I kind of feel human again. Like, only now. Only a week later, man. Like, I mean, like, it usually does take a lot out of me as it is, but fuck, man. Like, yeah, 3 days in rain, you're in a sleeping bag, you're sleeping in wet fucking clothes, man. It was... Ugh. It was garbage, man. Like, we didn't even make it down to the...
Take me home tonight.
Yeah, but we didn't even make it down to the actual festival. Like, you get there and, like, you're trying to, at first, like, you're trying to prevent your shoes from becoming just a swamping mess.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's a huge deterrent for me.
You're trying to, but you're trying so hard, like, right off the bat. But as soon as,
it's gonna happen.
As soon as your foot goes in the mud, it's like, all right, well, I don't give two shits about my shoes anymore. Like, it was one of those, like, I left with shoes, I came back without shoes. And socks.
Damn.
Yeah, it was one of those fucking shows. Like, you just get rained out. I mean, it was kind of like a Woodstock in a way, but, you know, it was a bankrupt ROCKFEST, so thank God the crowd was a little bit small.
Who did you see?
So I only really checked out like a few bands. So it was like Mass Murder Messiah, Venom, Insurrection. The only bands I really wanted to check out, really. Second day, it was only really there was like the karaoke. I can't even remember who played like the last night, but like, you know, after an entire day of drinking beer, like you're like, oh, fuck it, whatever. Let's get a little muddy.
Yeah. I get that.
Get a little crazy.
Let's get a little muddy.
A little wacky.
Yeah, let's get it right in there.
Yeah, it sucks. It rained all weekend.
There was literally an hour of sun for 3 days.
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
If I recall correctly, I believe in the would you rather it be always nighttime or always daytime? I'm pretty sure you chose... wow. Whether it was always sunny or always raining. I'm pretty sure you went with always sunny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked always sunny.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that was bullshit. But at the same time, it was cool because like we had the same lot we got the year before, so we had a lot of the same like friendly faces that came out. So we're all just like, you know, suffering together.
Yeah.
In that sense, we're all just like, fuck it, let's get hammered. We'll just party on the lot all fucking day. So like, it turned out to actually be pretty cool at the end of the weekend. I went down with like, you know, some really good friends. So like, that was really like key to that entire weekend. Cause like, you don't want to go with that friend who's just gonna fucking bitch all weekend. I'm wet. Oh my God, it's muddy. Like you don't want to go down with that person. So luckily I went down with like 2 of my best friends that were just like, fuck it. Like we know we're here for the long haul. So like, let's just enjoy it. Like, let's make the most of it. We had like 120 beers for like 3 days. We killed them all. So like, yeah, that's how much
were tickets cheap this time around?
Yeah, it was like $70 for the early bird.
How much were the regular birds?
I don't fucking know. I think at some point they were just letting people in. They weren't checking prices. They're just like,
please just come in.
Really are bankrupt.
Oh, fuck yeah, man.
Like the lineup was not really that great.
Nah,
I mean, it was a lot of repetitive bands too.
Yeah,
like
it was
the past 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I could tell you more if I actually went to the show, but I only really went, I only went for maybe a grand total of 5 or 6 bands that entire weekend.
Wow.
So yeah, it was dismal. I mean, like it's definitely a big change. Like when you go to a show the year before and it's like 200,000 people.
Yeah.
And the whole place is just a fucking party. I mean, for anybody who doesn't know, like Montebello ROCKFEST is just like it was like this crazy music festival. It was just like primarily just like punk, metal, like, you know,
it's
like
metal Woodstock in Ontario.
Pretty much, yeah.
Quebec.
In Quebec, but yeah, so it's in Montebello. So basically, they get like a 3-day party that you can do whatever the fuck you want in the city. So like,
it's not a city. There's only 1,000 people.
Yeah, small town. I mean, it seemed like that with 200,000 people there. It was a city for the weekend.
Yeah, that's true. They probably hated everyone.
I'm sure they
no. I think they like people because it brings a lot of revenue to their town.
Yeah, I'm sure they got a lot of money.
A lot of people sell their yards, their backyard, and stuff like that, or rent their house.
They like vandalized the church or something, or like 2 years ago. I don't remember.
It's probably some dude just pissing on it.
Yeah, probably.
It was likely punks because it's
most likely.
generally fucking punk music there.
Yeah, but it was odd, man. Like when you go to a show that's like
government, man.
Anarchy.
when you go to a show that's like 200,000 people, and then the next year you go, there's I think it was 5,500 people that were there.
Wow.
The place just seemed fucking it was a big boo, and I'm sure the weather did not fucking help.
Yeah,
but
You know what though?
It was weird though.
Wasn't it the year before? Or no, where was it that? Sorry, I can't remember the name of that fucking band, Emperor. Where Emperor played, and there was a huge thunderstorm and stuff
it was
like
Heavy
that.
MTO.
Yeah,
it was one of the most like iconic shows. I think I'm taking that experience to my grave. Like that shit was fucking unbelievable.
Emperor played during a thunderstorm.
Yeah,
Last summer.
so basically, in
crap.
Heavy MTL, like the year before, Emperor, so like this, black metal Norwegian band that, it came on like a reunion tour. And I think everybody there was like super stoked about it. Any metalhead, like who knows fucking Emperor, like did a little history and like grew up kind of listening to him. We went and like everybody was stoked for him, like bright and sunny the entire weekend. Like there was no there was no chance of rain, no nothing. And then right when Emperor started playing, or just about before they were going to go on, just the most torrential downpour, thunder, lightning. Like people were hiding in porta potties. Like there was people like including
You're
me.
fucking desperate when.
Yeah, Jesus.
I just got caught taking a piss and it started downpouring. I'm like, do I leave? Like I don't even know what I should do right now. And
Just gonna hide in here.
it's like I'll just be stuck. It's probably better than outside. But so anyways, like we thought it was going to be like it was delayed, so we thought it was going to be canceled. But everybody was still out there in the pouring rain, just like chanting, like "Come on, Emperor, Emperor!" And then like eventually you hear like a song come over the intercom. And he's like, "Okay, they're telling us that we can play now."
That's a good band to watch under the rain, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
that's
Like that's
and,
definitely
it was
a good
fuck-
experience.
It was iconic, man. It was like the
Yeah.
most epic shit ever, especially for Emperor. And as soon as they started playing, like it was like the rain stopped, but the thunderstorm like kept on going in the background. So you're watching them play live, and it's just like lightning storm in the back. It was the most black metal shit I've ever seen.
That's
Yeah.
perfect.
It was fucking cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
And Emperor.
And Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was hands down the highlight of that entire weekend.
But what was your highlight of Montebello?
I honestly like staying in the tent and just telling people, I'm like, yeah, you guys don't have your tent you left open last night. All your shit's wet. Like, come over to our tent. Yeah, come over here, man. Like, we got lots of beer. Like, let's
got
fucking
The band
20
sucks, but the party's great.
You probably got less muddy because you stayed in the parking lot too. Well, not parking lot, but the campsite.
yeah, you'd think
rather
that.
than like full on ROCKFEST.
Oh,
You
you'd
forget
think
that he
that.
didn't show up to the podcast, so
True.
Oh man, yeah, like that took so much out of you because you're just trekking in mud. Like I didn't realize how much it took out of me until like about 2 days after I got home, and like, fuck, man, it was like I was just stiff
I
walking.
was like, "Are you alive?" He's like,
Nah, like your
no.
brain is just running at half speed, like the entire
that's
week.
the way
I
it
couldn't-
normally
I
works.
could not, I could not, especially 120 beers later. Like fuck for 3 people, like we went fucking hard. But that's kind of like that's what like you
That's
go to
what
those.
you gotta do, though.
Yeah, like we didn't go for the bands. You go for the party, and the party
Yeah.
was still pretty good in our lot. Like it wasn't like it was before because you have like the main strip of Montebello, which is usually just like littered with food trucks and booths and just like and people everywhere, like everywhere on the street, and everyone's just smoking joints and drinking beers. And like it's just like one gigantic party. So after the first day, we came out and it was like I think 10 o'clock in the morning. We're like, oh, let's just go take a walk. Like we'll just check. And there was nobody there was nobody on the main strip. Like I'm used to it being like completely packed, like jam packed, fucking
At all times.
at all times, like
Sure.
police, like like all down, like making sure nobody fights or whatever. And we walked down. We had like road beers, and we're just kind of saying like, can we still do this? Like we were kind of
If
unsure.
we're the only
Yeah.
people walking drunk on the street, is
Yeah,
this still
like,
ROCKFEST?
We were
Like-
unsure. Like this isn't even the same thing. And then a cop drove by and he waved at us. We're like, oh, okay. Like I guess this is I guess this is still okay, man.
That's crazy.
Oh man, it was fun. At the end of the day, man, like it was good. We went with some good people and it was fucking awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you'll go again next year.
Yeah. If there's $70, I'm going again.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah.
Yeah,
That
for a
does
fucking
sound
weekend.
awesome.
Come on, man. Come on, I'm gone.
I have actually not ever been. I have never been.
Never been?
I've never been.
Well, it wouldn't be ROCKFEST without a little mud. So
It's true. I've yet to just find a lineup that I was like enticed by. Something that was worth like a $400 or $500 weekend.
Yeah.
You got to pay for
Yeah.
your camping. You got to buy your food. You got to buy all your beer.
yeah.
Gas there.
It's,
You don't
you're
wanna
likely writing off a pair of shoes.
Oh yeah,
like,
100%.
You know,
100%.
And
Don't buy new shoes and go to ROCKFEST.
Yeah,
That's a
no.
bad idea.
Get your oldest shoes.
It sounds like next year the tickets will be even cheaper.
Probably.
And
$50 for 3 days.
$7
I'm going.
includes
With
a free
$10
hot and
beer.
ready.
It's a hot dog a day,
I could live off a hot dog a day.
right?
Oh hell yeah!
Like a
And
giant
900
dog, too.
beers for sure.
Oh yeah.
Just a fucking weekend full of headache. That's what it sounds like. No water, just beer and hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
It's
just
like
drink
Las
it away.
Vegas, but in Montreal.
You what?
You just drink away the headache.
You just
That's
keep
how you do
drinking
it.
until
See?
you get home, and then you
Paul
start
gets
drinking
it.
water.
Yeah. See, like that's ROCKFEST for you. It's just
Yeah.
like you can't
Don't
stop
function
partying.
like that.
Like you can take naps. Naps are allowed. But you're constantly partying.
Well, don't
Yeah.
listen to Paul and I though, because when we went to like heavy MTL like 2 years ago, we lost each other at the end of the day, and
Oh,
somehow
my
we
God.
both made it home.
You guys need like buddy leashes or something.
Yeah, we really did. He's like, I'm in the
Tethers.
parking lot. I'm like, there is no parking lot.
Especially for me, because like there's certain points when like I get a certain level of drunk where I'm just become so irrational and just so hard to deal with. And like this happened.
So
like,
true,
No,
though.
like, it's
I don't think I've
unbelievable.
ever
Like,
met that Paul.
Oh man, you don't want to.
Yeah, like you just
that's
feel like,
real
man,
nice.
you're such
Yeah.
a pain in the ass. That made me twice in heavy MTL. But that one time that you're talking about, there was that. Yeah, like I had nothing to eat that entire day. Except for maybe like a thing of fries, and I was drinking beer like nonstop, and it's like in the
It's
beating
true.
sun. So like I don't remember exactly where I left off, but I just remember kind of coming to, and I'm just wandering by myself. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, who'd I miss? Like, I'm trying to text Allie, and like fucking, I'm just like, I
Stone
don't
is
know.
dead.
I actually think I have a sound clip from that evening.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Let me see. Let's see if I remember it. Nah. Yeah, that's basically me standing there when the entire show was gone, and I was standing there by myself. It was like, Allie, come find me. So anyway, like I remember just calling you relentlessly.
Yeah.
I remember that at least. And I remember calling you and being like, I'm here, I'm lost, I don't know where I am. And you're like, okay, stay there. Like, I'll be there soon. Where, like, what do you see? Okay, fine. And then, like, by the time you get there, I'm already wandered off to another spot in the park.
He calls me back, being like, oh, by the
I'm here
way,
now.
I'm here now. I'm like, I just said don't move. Okay, don't move. I get to the other spot. He moved. I'm like, okay, listen, and this is the game plan. You are going to go where we're staying in a cab, and I will meet you there. And eventually he made it home, and I was very proud.
But the
Because like he
funniest part,
actually
though-
made it home. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I
that's
always
amazing.
do. I always somehow
Fucking
find my way
retard.
home. Yeah, man. Like, yeah, like
Every time Paul and I go to Montreal,
You have not seen
something happens.
Unrationally
He comes
Drunk
back with a
Paul.
black
I have
eye
not.
or-
No. But the funniest thing, I remember waking up the next morning, like after like we got there, I was like, oh fuck, thank God you made it. But I remember like looking at my phone, the first thing I opened up, it just like it just opened up, like I guess I had my web browser open. So I look in like the field where you're typing in, you're supposed to type in like Google or website or whatever. I was trying to text message in the browser field.
He's ready to
Fucking
text
idiot.
me, like,
Hell yeah.
on
And not even that, it was perfect spelling and perfect punctuation.
Wow.
Of an entire, like, don't worry about me, I'll make myself back home. It was something along those lines, but I remember being like, I actually, like, I was that drunk, but just didn't realize it was in the internet browser.
Did you mean Google?
That would have.
Translate?
That probably would have worked if it was like Ask Jeeves or something.
Dude, I had a smartphone. I could have just talked into it, but I was just too
Yeah.
drunk to even fucking, like, reconcile that thought.
So you typed it all.
Yeah, so I
Because that
typed the
makes
whole
way,
thing.
yeah.
I can imagine I was
That's
probably
awesome.
swaying back and forth very heavily.
Across the
Like
street
finding
4
Waldo
times.
at
Trying to wave down
MTL.
cabs, like trying to wave down Ubers. You're like,
Yeah.
you don't do that, man. Like,
You ran into 3 light posts while you were doing it, but your
Yeah, I think I had to-
punctuation was perfect.
oh man, yeah. Like, it was literally. I woke
That's-
up. I had like twigs in my hair. and
Oh,
shit.
So
Like,
it's
I must have
entirely
passed out.
possible
Oh,
you got
man.
abducted by aliens.
Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe.
You guys believe in that shit?
No.
No?
Not really.
What's
Yeah,
the matter with
I
you?
don't.
Me and Anger were having this
What
conversation
are you?
before the podcast.
I mean, I believe there's something, but I don't know.
have you ever encountered like any sort of like?
Well, I believe in aliens and shit. I just don't think of like the abduction part of it.
No,
Why
I
not?
don't buy that either.
Just there's no proof.
Well,
Tons of proof.
Where?
I don't know. Just like the people's characteristics, the fucking grays, those tall, lanky, grayish colored people.
there's a lot of crazy people out there.
There's
too.
a lot of
and there's a
fucking
lot of
crazy
crazy people
people out
who
there.
I
like
don't know,
seek
man.
attention and that kind of shit. But I
Like
don't know.
Keith Richards.
Yeah,
That guy's got to be a fucking alien.
Yeah, that guy's
How
a-
is he still alive?
he's a fucking
It's
reptile,
true.
man.
That
Yeah.
whole band.
Fucking right.
Same
They're
with
still
Motley
going.
Crue. How are they all still alive?
That's very true.
They're just living off stem cells from like fetuses or some shit. They have some secret.
What about ghosts? What about ghosts?
Ghosts?
I believe in ghosts.
Oh yeah, I believe in ghosts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Do you-
don't. Fuck ghosts.
You don't believe in
What?
ghosts?
Fucking dumb.
Man, okay,
Fucking
like,
dumb.
we're not talking
No.
ghost hunters here. Like, we're not
No.
talking the
I don't
bullshit
give-
reality TV
No.
shows. Like,
Yeah, I
"Oh,
know.
did you see that? No. Well, tune in after this commercial to be like,
and
there
to
was
still
nothing.
not see it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
be like, oh, we saw this thing. It's like, okay, this is a whole
ghosts are
fucking
fucking
crock of
stupid.
shit. Yeah.
What?
Ghosts are fucking stupid.
But there's behind like all those like myths and stories about like UFOs and ghosts and shit like that. Like, there's been so many people who have like those paranormal or like whatever experiences they can't explain
Yep.
to the point where there's got to be some element of truth behind it. Or it's like there's no way like one person just made that up and everybody just was like, that's a great thing to make
Yeah.
up and let's all roll with it, because you hear that everywhere. Like everybody's like some whatever, they have some experience, whether it's like, you know, they say they got abducted by aliens, or even if it's like subtly,
probably did.
Yeah, probably. Probably did. And they're probably aliens now.
Look at Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah.
He's probably abducted by aliens.
He's a little
Or
or maybe it was
or-
just Michael
or
Jackson.
maybe it was
Heroin.
just trauma.
Or drugs.
Yeah, or heroin. I don't know. I've never done it, but I can only
He
imagine.
kind of looks like that way.
You know,
Like, you don't look like the way you did in Home Alone. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus,
right?
man. Like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
shit, man. What happened?
No, like I believe in like not like outer body experiences, but
I've had that.
like maybe like spiritual feelings. If that doesn't sound too ridiculous, but like
Elaborate.
seeing a fucking little white bed
Well,
sheet with
no,
holes in it,
yeah.
spooky.
Yeah,
You know.
no, that's just a cereal.
And like everyone apparently sees the like Victorian figures and shit like that. Well, why are they like the most popular ghosts?
Yeah, I know. Like, there's got to be
know?
some truth behind it. If someone,
No, there's no fucking
but
truth
like,
behind it.
if
It's
everyone's
fucking
got some of
crazy
this-
people
Yeah,
that
but
were
like-
abducted by aliens. They're the people that see ghosts.
but they all end up seeing the same
Pointing
sort
at
of
all of you.
figures, though. Like, I mean, like my point is, like, they all kind of see the same sort of thing. Like, most of like the people who are like, oh yeah, you're fucking crazy, because it's just like
and your
aliens and
chains
unbelievable.
rattling
Yeah,
and
but
the
I mean, like,
drapes move.
But a lot of them are the same exact
The
story.
door
It's
shut
weird.
closed.
Oh, the wind! You fucking idiot!
No, but like
Some
there's
dude with a
shit that's
flashlight. It's a
happened
fucking
before.
beam. It's a beam. It's a UFO.
I don't think they're like Casper, like, you know, wearing any bed sheets or anything, but
Yeah.
there's shit that's happened where
But
you're
it's-
like, how do you explain that?
But it's hard to prove, especially now, because there's so much fake shit on the internet where it's like, even if somebody actually did say record something that was like just in the sky, that wasn't like that's obviously not a plane. What the fuck is that? Now no one knows like what the fuck. You know, it's like, okay, that's fake. Everyone just like disclaims it like it's fake. But I mean, like, I had a story like back in the day, when I was like, I don't know, I was probably in high school, so I was with like my buddies. And there's witnesses to this story, because we were walking across like these train tracks, like sort of in where I grew up in Barhaven, and we're just walking around, like, you know, and it's, I mean, like, we were smoking weed, but it wasn't the weed, I swear to God.
Devil's lettuce.
But we were like all standing there, just kind of like, you know, just kind of like tripping out, like looking up at the sky or whatever. It was a clear night, and then we see like what we thought it was like a plane. So it was like these three like lights, like it was kind of like a triangular shaped. You know, like, you know, just kind of like you immediately assume it's like a plane. But then like it went right over top of us and it was spinning. It was just kind of like going like 360s, but it was just kind of like it went right overhead and completely silent. But it was like, it wasn't a fucking plane. You think I'm fucking crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was not like a fucking
Could have been a glow in the dark boomerang.
No, but I mean, you could also be like, it could be some other fucking craft that you just don't know about or some shit. Like, there's always like kind of like a logical spot where you could be like, yeah, like, obviously that wasn't like a UFO, but it was like completely silent. It was why I thought it was really weird. Whereas like, if it was a plane, like, I know what a fucking plane sounds like when it goes overhead. I'm not a fucking moron, but like, it was
Oh,
like,
easy there, bud.
but it was like, but it was going, man. Like, it was just weird. It was dead silent, and it was like a really weird. Like, we kind of were all standing there, like, yeah, what the fuck was that? And like, we couldn't really like pinpoint. We were like, it wasn't obviously it wasn't a satellite. It was too low. It was like, it was something, but it wasn't a plane. I mean, that's my UFO. We didn't get abducted or anything. I didn't get anal probed.
And that's Paul's UFO story.
I'm glad I could be sharing it with all you guys.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for sharing.
Oh, you're welcome.
I believe you. I just
I
don't believe in
you
fucking
don't
too.
think
ghosts.
you
I've seen
do.
a UFO too, 100%. I
Yeah?
totally believe you.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, like, there's definitely been, like, sightings and shit. I mean, like, I'm just talking about my own personal fucking
Yeah.
story when I was
Yeah.
super high on train tracks with my friends. But, I mean, like, there's definitely a lot of, like, you know, like, whatever, footage and shit out there. That's,
Yeah.
like, kind of like, maybe there's
Things
obviously got to be
that
some...
appear in the air.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, there's
then,
gotta be some
disappear
truth to
so
it.
fast. Like,
Yeah.
man, I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, let's back this up a few weeks ago when Allie and I came and met you, Paul, out at where you guys were camping with your family that weekend.
Valdemont.
Oh yeah.
And I can imagine that if we were like fucking 15 years younger and drinking beer and smoking and stuff like that, and when that fucking transformer blew up in the fucking in the woods there, and we saw the crazy flashing blue light and the humming and shit, we probably would have been convinced that that was something like paranormal.
Maybe.
You know, if we were
like
younger.
15.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
let's
for
like
sure.
rewind. We're
Yeah.
super
For
young.
sure.
Yeah.
You could even like back that up further too, and like there was no video like capability, and people saw shit like go down in the sky. We're like,
I
what
still
the
don't
fuck
know
was
what
that?
happened that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So I mean, like it could go back like that far, but yeah, you have a good point though. Like when you don't know what it is at the time, you're just like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna explain it on some explainable thing, where it's like, I saw some crazy shit, man. Like it was there.
It's a shooting
I swear.
star. It's a UFO.
I swear, believe me, it was
Yeah,
a big
yeah,
blue
yeah.
light, and it made like a buzzing sound.
That was really fucking creepy though.
That
like
was cool,
right at
man.
11 p.m. Just
Yeah.
the power
Yeah.
That
goes
was pretty
out
sweet.
and there's this giant red light explosion.
Blue.
It was
blue
blue.
light
Yeah.
explosion, and you're like, whoa. Okay, we're not
Story's got a
being
lot
that
of
loud.
holes in it. Was it a blue light or a red light?
Yeah.
It was
Jesus.
blue.
It was 3D.
It
The
was
fault of
freaky,
memory.
Man. It was so freaky. I was like, what just happened?
Yeah, anybody have like, I mean, like
Transformer blue.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I guess like going on like the paranormal side, like fucking ghosts and shit. You guys said you believe in ghosts. Like, why do you guys
Yeah.
believe in ghosts?
Well, I remember when we moved to Dominican for the first time, everyone was sleeping, and Dominican, like, the power goes out all the time, right? So one day, my sister's on the computer, which was like a general area on top of the stairs. My parents were sleeping, and I was downstairs. Power goes out, and I hear the keyboard just like, you know, like just typing. I'm like, oh my God, Melissa, go to bed. Like, it's not coming back. I'm just fucking with her, like with my sister.
Quick question: did you have a cat?
No.
Oh, you like
No,
read
we
my
had
mind.
no
I was thinking the
animals.
same
No,
thing.
no, we had no animals.
I just wanna get
like,
that
in
out of the way.
Dominican. Yeah, I know. But yeah, so then I go upstairs and it's dark out. So then like power comes on and I just see like the keyboard going, like the letters kind of typing, but nothing on the screen. And I screamed. My dad came out. He saw it. And we were like, what the fuck? So we all left for that night. But then...
'Cause you were freaked out?
Yeah, fuck yeah. That was fucking creepy, dude. Like...
You see, like
Because I was like...
some
not,
dude's just fucking rocking like a symphony.
It was really late, and I'm like, maybe I'm seeing
just going
things,
through-
maybe I'm going crazy, but I was like, oh my God. So my dad comes out, he sees us, he sees it, and we're just like looking at the keyboard just going down.
That's crazy.
And we're like, nope, we're out. Like, out. Woke up everybody, got the fuck out of there, got a hotel for the night, came back being like, okay, let's like bless
Time
this
to move.
home. No, we didn't even move. Like, we just were
Call
like,
Steven
okay,
Spielberg.
whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I have a freakier story actually. When my sister moved out, she came to Canada, and I was still living there with my mom and myself, and that's it. And we had our housemate that like stayed with us too, but she was gone for the weekend. And my mom was sleeping. I'm sleeping in my sister's bedroom now, like, and it's just me and my mom. And I'm thinking I'm dreaming, right? So this woman comes out of like my sister's closet in like this blue dress, like a gown, nightgown thing, and like gets out of my room and like just goes away. And I'm like, in my dream, I'm like, oh, do you need help? Like, I'm just trying to talk to this ghost, thinking it's a dream. Like, can you control your dreams sometimes? No?
yes, yeah,
No.
Like, you
lucid
can
dreams.
pick the
can, yeah.
direction it's going to go to sometimes,
I've
right?
had that. Yeah,
Me
yeah.
too. So that basically what I was like, all right, I'm going to go help this woman, but not really. And then I woke up. I'm like, that was weird. But it's Monday now, and like the maid comes in, she's like, whose blue nightgown is this? And I was like, what the fuck?
Bum, bum,
Bam.
bum.
The freakier thing, my mom and I are not small, okay? So like this nightgown was it was a tiny little gown that fit like a woman that I saw in my dream, quote unquote. But there was like this gown, and then the next day it was gone. And me and Maria were trying to find like where it went, and
Just couldn't do
no
it.
one could explain it. It's the same house.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I definitely
Cue
believe in
X-Files
ghosts.
music.
I know, right?
Cool thing is she plays the piano.
Yeah.
She wasn't
Very
good.
big-ish.
Yeah, but that's crazy. And I feel
Yeah,
like
I
so many
know.
people actually have like a story that is kind of like, I don't know what the fuck that was. I was
Yeah.
dreaming, but like that was real as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Like that actually happened.
No,
especially not to get the fuck out of the house and like go to a hotel with your entire family.
100%.
It was
that
like
was
that's
not
some
fun.
poltergeist shit. Like
Yeah.
okay, like we're like the
And,
ghosts are taking over.
Keep in mind, I was not like I was young. I was like 14.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I was
for
like,
sure.
fuck this noise. No. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally believe
Moving on.
some of that kind of shit though.
For me, I've worked in enough restaurants and I've seen some things that are like, what do you mean? Like, it wasn't in my sleep. Like,
Yes, what do you mean?
Because I don't sleep at work. So like you see a clipboard on a shelf, and there's literally no one else in the restaurant, and then all of a sudden it just flies across the room. Not because of a hood vent being on, because it wasn't on. Like, there was nothing on, and the clipboard went from in front of my face to like 20 feet over there.
That's
like
fucked up.
somebody threw it.
That's crazy.
Right?
That's pretty fucked up.
Or you lock all the doors to all the fridges, and then you come back and one of them's open, but you're the only one in the restaurant.
Yeah.
You didn't lock it properly.
Like it was open.
There was
Your
closed
facial
it.
expression
the door.
immediately changed.
Like, no, it's fucked up. So
It was quite the draft.
I don't know if it's people that have died in the restaurant or what, but yeah, it's.
I've heard like that
I've
a
seen
lot.
some fucked up shit.
Yeah, man, that's
in
weird. Like,
restaurants.
I've heard a lot from like people who work in restaurants. Like, they see some like weird shit in the kitchen.
Totally.
Like after
Why?
hours and just kind of like cleaning up at like 2 a.m. or something. And, like,
Oh, yeah.
and they're like, and it's always kind of like when you're the only one there.
Yeah,
It always happens at that spot when you're the only
and
one
it's
Yeah,
there.
but
fucked up
visitor.
too because I've slept in.
We have a visitor. Paul answered.
Is it the clipboard? Hello?
Hey, it's me. I'm the guy who threw the clipboard.
Oh shit!
And the instructions on it were entirely wrong. They were for last week's order.
This is why we
I
put
meant to
it,
tell you, Mark, but I tried to leave the fridge open
This is why we put it on
so,
the top shelf,
so you
man.
could
It's-
see it.
Dude, like it was an old clipboard. This is why we put it on the top. Like,
So I threw it over the other side of the restaurant
well, fuck.
Why didn't you just write a note?
because I tried to tell you, but you weren't listening.
Because
But
you threw
okay,
shit.
I gotta go.
Oh shit! But yeah,
Nice.
that's.
That was nice.
Was that your only like encounter though? Was like the only that was that the only one that you kind of?
Oh, there's been a few like that. I can't remember them all because
Yeah.
yeah, or like you turn lights off, but then you go back and they're on, and maybe you didn't turn them off. But
Yeah.
I-
That's
I
kind of
don't
one where you're
know.
like, maybe I
That's-
did. Like you kind of justify it. You're like,
when
maybe
things,
I didn't.
When things get moved and you see them moving, but you're the only one in the restaurant, it's
Yeah.
a little weird.
Yeah,
For
exactly. Yeah, like, especially like it's weirdly like you incorporate like in dreams like you had like a weird experience and shit like that.
Yeah.
I remember one time like going back when I was a kid. I remember like very vividly having like this dream and it was weird. I'm like even though like I was young, but I still remember like pretty vividly where I remember just kind of like sleepwalking. It was kind of like I had like an out of body experience, but I just remember walking up from like just getting out of bed. And I walked out, and I have like it's just like a 2-story house. So like I'm kind of looking over the railing, and there's like the sort of like the spiral stair that kind of goes down.
Ooh, fucking
Ooh,
ritzy.
fancy.
Well, not spiral stairs, but like the stairs just go
Don't
fucking
ruin my
down.
dream.
Yeah, square
Let
stair,
me
whatever.
imagine my.
So, anyways, I just remember kind of standing there, like like at the edge of the rail.
Just pissing over the side.
Yeah, just pissing on the side, just fucking letting loose,
That
man.
was 2 weeks ago. That was that story from 2 weeks ago.
Just a rational.
Oh, so you were sleepwalking the whole time.
I told you about irrational drunk, Paul.
No, continue.
But anyways, yeah. So like I remember just standing there, but then I kind of branched off where like I remember I was walking down the stairs now, but then I was looking back up, and I can still see myself looking over the railing on the top floor of my house, and it was weird because I remember.
Well,
just-
wait. You had like an out of body. You said you could
Yeah,
see yourself.
I could see myself.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember like seeing myself just kind of leaning over the railing, but at the same time, it weirdly enough, it felt like I was like both. Like I was kind of like both people where I was like up and down, but I was kind of like observing what I was doing. But I
Your
remember
left and right brain.
yeah, I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was crazy.
Were you
but
on shrooms?
Good conscience,
no,
bad
I was,
conscience. Paul.
no, I was
Yeah.
like, I think it was like 10 or 11. This is way before drugs even came to play.
Oh, wow.
Bad conscience. Paul wants you to jump.
End it now, man. End it now.
Just start over. It's
Your life's
okay.
gonna be full of misery. Just do it.
I'm from the future. I'm future Paul. You're gonna go to ROCKFEST and die.
Or at
that was
worst,
future Paul, it was
lose
just-
your shoes.
I mean, if that was future Paul, he's just like, I'm just gonna wait until you jump, man. But anyway, so yeah, like,
I'll catch you when you fall.
no, not quite.
Wide open. Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, to continue the story, like I just remember like flipping myself over the railing, so like I fell off of the second story. And where I was standing, I was kind of in the middle of the stairs, like looking up at myself. And I just remember watching myself kind of like tumble in like super slow motion. Just like tumbling fucking down. And then I hit the bottom of the stairs. And then I just remember waking up out of the dream, and I was at the bottom of the stairs.
Whoa,
What the fuck?
that's fucked.
That
Yeah.
is messed up.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that one, but that's one that really stuck
Sleepwalking.
with me. Oh yeah, for sure.
You
Probably.
fucking bailed down the stairs.
For sure. Like, but the way the
When does my ankle hurt?
But the way the dream kind of like unfolded, it was like that was so fucking crazy. Like watching yourself fall from the stairs and then waking up on the floor. Like I wonder if like I wish there was like a camera on that stairwell so I can go back and actually see what I was
Paranormal
doing.
activity
All I
shit.
would see is you just be like, dirt, dirt, dirt,
Yeah, I just eat shit. And I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm
You
fine.
stand at the top of the stairs, you're just waving down, and then you just proceed to fall.
Looking at the camera.
That's
Just-
some serious like premonition shit.
Yeah, that was
though.
weird.
Like maybe.
I've got more. I've got tons of these fucking stories.
Jeez,
Yeah.
I don't think we have all night.
Yeah,
No. I mean, like I told you a couple, but I mean, I could tell you one more.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Don't let
So
us twist your arm on nothing.
no. But I mean, like it was a crazy fucking dream that I remember having when. I guess I'll go on the I guess concept of ghosts and shit like that. So I remember I guess about like 7 or 8 years ago, my uncle passed away,
Yeah.
and it was me, my brother, and my sister. And I remember his house, like evidently, like after his death, it burnt down kind of mysteriously. Like no one really knew like what it
Yeah.
was. Like
remember that.
his wife didn't really claim insurance and shit. Like it just kind of like burnt down, and it was
Burnt
like sitting
down
there
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. It was really like kind of conspicuous. And we're like, okay, what the fuck? But like already that was kind of weird. Where like she just kind of like pieced the fuck out. She's like, I'm not going to claim insurance, which is odd because you think like if she's after money, she would definitely claim the insurance of the house. So she didn't do that. So we're like, okay, that's kind of odd. So we went and sort of like in his honor, we went to his place. It was still like boarded up and everything like that. So we went back to like in his honor to like smoke the joint, like just kind of like had a little reminiscence, like whatever. And then like we kind of had our moments. We got in the car, like we went back to the house. So like we're all living at my parents' place in Barhaven at this point. And then we had like this shitty fucking phone. It's got like the worst like messaging system on it, like of all time. But like, when you get like a text, like if somebody texts like your landline, do you get kind of like a Stephen Hawking voice like kind of come in?
Message
This
from-
is Ali messaging for Rome.
Exactly. Yeah. So like, you know what I'm talking about. So like we went back and there was like one message on the machine. So I just went and like kind of just like played it. And like I didn't even think about it. I thought like, oh, some fucking random, like just wrong text message or whatever. But the voice that it read was, "I am with you." And then like just without even thinking about it, because I thought it was a prank, I just kind of deleted it, and I realized like, what in the fuck?
I should have saved that.
Should have
Yeah,
saved that
right?
one. Yeah, really should have saved that one. But that did fucking happen. And that was coming out of like a really rough time for our family and shit like that. But it was like that's where like for me, I'm like, okay, like there's something.
You got a little bit of belief there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I'm a
For
believer
sure.
after that one. I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
I was like, you like call it bullshit. I'm like, I'm like, that was the one that just kind of like took the cake, man. I was like, I believe in some shit after death. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like, like you can't like explain shit like that, and it's like like there's so many people out there that have similar stories, especially like people who've died, like come to in dreams and like that kind of shit. So it's cool, like it's
Yeah.
really interesting, but there's no obviously you can't measure
just
anything
never
like that.
know,
There's no
man.
science base
It's
over it.
something that you just kind of experience and just let it be.
Yeah, and you just kind of it was like almost meant for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was just like a like a weird sort of like fucking sign from the universe or some crazy hippie shit like that. Like
Some hippie shit.
but I mean like that was probably one of the craziest fucking moments. It was
Yeah.
like, whoa.
Just
dude.
know I'm calling it. If you die from jumping off something,
I'm coming back to haunt you.
yeah, sure. I'm not
I'll
going to
leave you a
believe
text message on
All
your
right.
phone.
I'll be like your friend because you're not going to
Paul.
scare me. You're not going to haunt me.
Yeah, I'm not
You
really
never
the haunted
know.
kind of guy.
You just said
Paul
you were
might
going to come
turn
back and
into
haunt
an
me.
asshole.
Yeah, I'm reconsidering.
He's just gonna sit
I just
on
come
your
back to
couch
fuck.
at all
Just come
times.
back and be my friend.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on the like steaming mirror. Hi.
Yeah. Guy's still doing the podcast like
I
years later.
heart
I just
you.
gotta be like, I'm still here, man.
Would you rather? On the
Yeah.
mirror.
Yeah, exactly.
Paul from the multiverse
And it's
sending us,
always delayed.
sending us comments. Yeah. It's a speech jammer. There's tons of spelling mistakes.
Comes through the headphones in a weird way. Like it comes out in the recording. You're like, what the fuck?
That would be fucked up.
Yeah,
that
that
would
would
be
be
fucked
fucked up.
up.
So if any ghosts out there want to send us some comments, there
Yeah,
is
go
Paul's
for it.
mirror.
Feel like dropping in. Give us a little bit of
You should just have a Ouija board placement.
paranormal healing. And now, a word from our sponsor. Hey, Tim. Why so glum?
Well, Jim, I wish I had more time to watch TV and be a useless cog in this machine we call society, but I'm too busy with my job.
I've got just the thing for you, friend. Let me tell you about the magical powers of welfare.
I heard welfare was hard to get.
Heck no. With one quick drug addiction, you'll be on welfare in no time.
But Jim, isn't that dangerous to my health?
In fact, it couldn't be less harmful with welfare. You can enjoy the full benefit of complete health care while still collecting a monthly subsidy.
Really?
Yeah. Call 1-800-WELFARE to start your claim today. Just answer a few quick, simple questions, and you'll be receiving benefits in no time.
Swell! Time for me and the missus to go visit our local crack dealer.
This message was paid for by your tax dollars. So,
And we're back.
would you rather be the last person on Earth or be surviving the zombie apocalypse?
So alone in the world or surviving from zombies. I mean, like,
are you alone after the zombie survival?
I'm gonna.
well, I mean,
since
like,
that
you're not
wasn't
alone 'cause
implied,
there's-
yeah,
you're not alone because there's zombies.
yeah. Well, no, but are you the
Well,
only
like-
human left? Well,
Yes.
So,
So
it's
if I
literally
survive
you
the
versus the
apocalypse-
zombies.
It's literally you and nothing else, or you with zombies.
Me.
So I don't survive the zombie apocalypse. I just have to live in it forever.
I'll actually take the zombie apocalypse.
Fuck that. I'll
Sounds
be
a little bit more entertaining, doesn't it?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watch Walking Dead, they seem pretty easy to kill.
No.
Wow.
It's just annoying.
You didn't classify what kind of zombies. We
Yeah,
could
that's
sit here
true.
for probably half an hour and talk about
Yeah, really.
different levels.
Because this could be like, you
Like
know,
that World War Z movie there, those zombies were fucking
Yeah.
nuts.
I
like-
want to be alone. No,
Yeah,
I'd be
I'd
alone.
rather be the last person.
yeah,
so
if they were like the,
lonely.
That would be
if they were the
so
28 days later.
peaceful.
So are you choosing the zombies?
I don't even know. No.
For fuck's sake.
I'm the one who
I'd still,
wrote it.
on.
I'd
I was
still
about
work.
to give you props because
Well,
we
I don't
like,
know. I'm trying to
we're
think-
in this together, pal.
I'm trying to think about this because, like, yeah, you could be like by yourself completely, but that just seems so fucking like lonely and just like
You're gonna fight
like,
for the
bewildering.
rest of your life
Well,
every
yeah,
day.
you're
Isn't
gonna-
there a TV show about that?
But wouldn't you go crazy? Like, wouldn't you go fucking
no,
nuts if
not
you were
at
just
all.
by
I think you
yourself?
would.
I love
I think
my
you
alone
would.
time.
I think you would. I think you'd become
Well-
delusional.
You love your alone time.
It depends.
Do you want to be alone all the time?
I'd rather that than be destroying zombies.
No,
and
but like you could
having
make
the
a living
potential.
out of it, of where you could like if you need to go and get somewhere, you probably had to fight a moderate
do I have
amount
to
of
go?
zombies.
But, like, will
but
they
you
get
go
into
and you'd
my
scavenge and
house?
you'd get enough stuff and you'd
Yeah.
stockpile it. You'd hang out for a while
Yeah, 'cause
till the
I mean,
next time you had to go out and do something. You could like name zombies. You
True.
could dress
So-
them up.
But like, would they be getting
could have them-
into
you
my
could chain
house
them
and
up, have them
trying
as
to like
pets.
devour me?
Maybe we don't know the
Yeah,
level of
fuck
zombies.
that, no,
Who
you
put
don't
out the
even
question?
know.
Who-
Okay, that was the one I wrote. So, okay, I'm not gonna say like fucking 28 days later zombies where they're just full of rage. You're just gonna fucking run up and smell you, like
Okay.
you're dead.
So it's
basically.
just like
we're
Shaun
saying,
of the Dead kind of zombies?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
we're talking.
fuck.
Oh,
we're
well,
talking
Yeah.
about
oh,
just
yeah,
like
I have a
zombies.
yeah,
Zombie with
yeah,
the
hold on,
zombie.
yeah.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Nah, 'cause
100%, I'd take the zombies then. I'd be like,
Oh,
yo,
yeah,
come
'cause
here,
it-
zombie.
Yeah.
That's a
Don't
game
bite
changer.
me.
But at the
I
same
already do that
time,
with
like,
my dog.
but you let your guard up once, you're a fucking
I
zombie. Like, you're
wouldn't,
fucking done.
because you know it's a fucking zombie. It's like animals. They're
Do you watch
unpredictable.
zombie movies?
Not really.
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead, yes. He had fucking his buddy tied to the,
Exactly,
his
there was-
shed like a little dog. That was great. I would love to have that.
Yeah,
If
and there
you
was.
were a zombie, I'd tie you in my shed and like I'd play ball with you.
They also
Until you
did
try
get
to attack
saved-
me, I'd be like, "Bad ball,
Yeah,
sit down."
they also did get saved by military. So I mean, if it
Yeah,
was
that's
just
true.
if it was just you though, if there was no like. I'm gonna get saved by the fucking military.
I don't
Like I
know.
have guns and shit. Like eventually one day you're gonna run out of fucking bullets. You're gonna fucking try to
Yep.
like bash him with fucking sticks and like whatever. If you find a sword and shit, that'd be awesome.
You've got
But
an
fucking
entire
right.
world of
just
worlds to
slaughtering.
figure out,
yeah,
though,
exactly.
like,
Slaughtering all
Into
those
objects.
Imagine you like bump
Yeah.
into that
It's-
zombie, that dude you hated back in high school.
Oh,
Like I would have just fucking
over.
like oh man, like you're just dead
It's-
so many times over.
Yeah.
Like,
It's really tough. I do like alone time, and like I can get really creative.
But you can have alone time.
Yeah.
You just got when you go out into the world, there's zombies.
yeah, there's always that risk.
it would
If
be
you were just
similar
there-
to Castaway. You'd probably go a
Yeah.
little
Okay.
nuts.
Yeah. Do you want to
Right?
be in a Castaway movie or
Unless
do you
you-
want to be in a zombie
Wait,
movie?
do I have to be in a fucking island, or can I just be in the
No,
city?
just in
No,
general.
you're
You
just
can, like-
alone. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
I'm
just
alone
alone,
in the
like, whatever.
city, amazing. I'll just like get
Shoplift.
into some like entertain. I don't have to
Is it
shoplift if I'm
shoplifting
the only
anymore?
person. The world
guess
is
if you have
literally my oyster. I get to play.
Yeah, see,
Who's
like,
going to run the
exactly.
Ferris wheel,
I'd
though,
take
if
the
you're on
zombies.
it?
Yeah, man.
Me,
I would,
I'm
I
gonna
would take the
fucking stay
zombies.
there forever and die on the Ferris wheel.
But that's also like fucking like Hollywood just being like, yeah, killing zombies would be fucking awesome. But I'm sure if you were in it, you'd be
It's
like,
like
I wish I was
Wonderland.
dead, man.
You know what?
I want to die.
I'm gonna sit back, and then from time to time, I'm gonna go out and I'm just gonna fucking annihilate a bunch of zombies, and I'm
Yeah.
just gonna ride it out
Yeah, yeah.
until the fucking aliens show up. and I'm like the
you go.
last human being. I'm like fucking someone of importance. Like, oh, this fucking guy, he's the only guy here.
Look at this
Yeah,
guy.
look at this fucking
Yeah.
guy.
Look at his pile of zombies he made. Woo.
No.
Yeah.
I think I'll just stay alone in the world as the last person.
I think I'd take the
the men
zombies.
are
As
for
long as
zombies
it's
then?
not
Yeah, 'cause if
my-
I was gonna-
depending on the zombies. Like
Yeah,
if,
We've
you know,
already
I would-
established that. It's
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead
Yeah,
zombie.
Yeah,
I would
Because
chill with
also, like,
zombies.
if I was gonna die, I mean, I'd rather die like in a fucking apocalypse than just sort of like, okay, well, I'm just gonna off myself because there's no one here. I'm
I'm
going
not
fucking
gonna off
crazy.
myself. I'm gonna play like.
You're gonna grow old.
I'm
You're
gonna
grow
go to
old for
every
fucking like another
single
50 years
building.
and just like, yeah. I mean, I guess that'd be
I will
kind
go
of
to every
cool,
single
but
weird building that I can afford to go into. Every museum,
You would
every
have
whatever.
you would have
Yeah.
to
Like,
give up recording because like as fun as it would be to sit
Well, who am
around
I gonna
and I would
record?
record yourself.
power.
I did.
Yeah, but
there'd be no power. There'd be no phones.
But
there'd be no
that's
internet.
okay. What do you mean?
We don't
Wait,
know
whoa,
that.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
well, he
whoa,
he can
whoa.
set those rules.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay,
So say you're the
hold
last
on.
person. Okay, if you're the last person on Earth,
Is
nobody's.
the world over then? Like,
Yes.
What's to
of
look
course.
up on the internet anymore?
Yeah, because no one's running the internet. You're the only one there. Do you know how to run the internet?
I wonder if anybody's updated their status. Nope.
but, like,
Nobody.
Because everyone's dead.
No,
I'll still give you likes.
you know what? I would still just like.
I'm just gonna ha all you
I
guys
think
who
I
are
would
dead.
the
still do
zombies
it.
would.
I
Yeah.
would still be
Yeah.
alone. I'd like not rob. I'd just take like a bunch of food from
Yeah,
the supermarket and walk until.
Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck
just
you want.
travel the world, literally,
On
and I
foot.
don't have
Well,
to wait in
by
line
foot,
for
because
anything.
you-
And car.
And only on the continent that you're on.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
good luck making it across the fucking
Get a
ocean.
fucking boat.
Go castaway style.
Get a
You're gonna
boat.
need a big fucking boat. And
Hell
big
yeah.
fucking boats need a lot
Why
of
not?
crew.
Well, okay, a smaller.
Learn
big
how to
boat.
fly a plane.
Let
you
me
crash
dream,
one?
guys.
Eh.
Okay, this is my choice.
don't crash in
You
the
guys are
ocean.
trying to make
Right.
me not change my mind. I'm not changing my mind.
Okay.
I want to be alone.
All right.
Leave me alone.
Damn.
So, since survey
All
says,
right. All right. So we says zombies.
would you rather be a different face but same gender, or a different gender with the same face? Interesting.
It's kind of funny. It's like if I was a chick,
I
I'd
think
still
I
have the same face.
I think I want a better face.
I think I have a pretty good face. I'd make a hot chick. It's a tough one. Like, how narcissistic
Do you look like
are
your
you?
sister? Does your sister look like
Actually,
you?
yeah, they do. They do look alike.
Oh, fuck you.
Your sister's so pretty. Shut up. That's a good thing. No, you're all like Paul, the Kelly siblings look alike.
I don't know. I kind of like
yeah.
my dick, though. So, I mean, if you really, gee, so I don't know. Like, that's a tough question. Like, I'm trying to break this down.
I know.
I mean, like, would you want to? Yeah, exactly. Like, transform your face and still have your same bits, or the other way around?
Bits.
Yeah.
Your bits.
You naughty bits.
How old are we?
I
private
wouldn't mind
area.
having a vagina. That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like,
Pretty
I mean,
So is
that'd be
having a
interesting.
penis, though.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
know.
And you could change it up and be
It's
like, I
fucking
don't know what
all
this is
over the
like. We'll go for something new.
That's
Yeah,
that's
can-
what I'm thinking.
You have to
Yeah.
worry about
Can
your
we
pants,
change it?
like
Like,
about your
and then you keep your
pictures.
There's
face.
too many people talking.
But then you keep your face, though.
No, I'm like that movie Face Off.
I've never
I
seen
want
that
another
movie.
face. What?
No. Wait,
What's
did
the
I?
matter with you?
What movie was that?
Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, fucking Face Off.
Oh, I think I saw that a
I
long
could eat a
time
peach
ago.
for
I can't remember.
hours.
Oh, yeah. It's been a while.
Been a while.
It's been a while since
No.
I watched Face
No.
Off.
Okay, so I want my face off. Who
Yeah,
else?
I'd
Who else
take
wants to
the-
switch? Who wants to switch
I would
faces with
switch
me?
my face.
Yeah, I think I'd switch my face.
Yeah.
I'd switch
I've
my
had enough of
face.
this
Just
one.
the face? Yeah.
I'd be a cool
Yeah.
dude. I look like a cool dude, I think.
I'm a cool dude.
I look like that, like
I'm a cool
Hispanic,
guy.
like, cool dude. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'd look like my
Yeah,
brother if I
okay.
was a dude.
All right, okay. I'll go for the face too.
Mark?
I said face.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah, I'll-
Survey
Yeah,
says.
he's in. Yeah, he's in it. He's in it.
Face.
Yeah. I've had enough of this face. It's time to trade her in.
Your face.
Would you rather fuck a goat and nobody knows, or fuck a goat and everyone thinks you did? Or not fuck a goat and everyone thinks you did?
I was like, dang, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Fuck.
Wow.
I think I'm not gonna fuck the goat.
I'm not gonna
I'm not
fuck
gonna
a
fuck
goat.
I
the
get
goat.
told go fuck a goat all the time.
Yeah.
But everyone
okay, but-
thinks you did.
I don't care.
cares?
Like, I know I didn't, so
For the
I'm
rest
good.
of your life,
The
you're
act
the goat
of
fucker. That's the
doing.
guy that fucked the goat. Literally everyone knows.
That's
You're
Not
totally
even people that
fine.
don't
Well,
know
they-
you.
they
think
fake some
You
footage.
fucked a goat.
See, it's real.
At least you're not a sheep
Yeah.
fucker.
I'd fuck the goat. Fuck it.
True statement.
Yeah.
I would. I didn't say I did.
Whoa there, that pause scares me.
That's an obvious one though. I mean, like you
Off
wouldn't
the
want to just
record.
fuck a goat. I mean, some people are like into that, but like no, I'm not.
Listen, if you got blackout enough and took a Viagra, you'd fall asleep with a boner, bang the goat, nobody knows about it. You're good.
Yeah, what are the chances of that happening?
From your stories, pretty good. I think.
Have you ever dreamt of fucking a goat?
Let's go to Scotland and
I
see
can't
how we
say I
hang
have.
out.
Go to Scotland.
Go to Scotland.
Go fuck a goat.
Or walk around for the rest of your life and everyone knows that you're the
Everyone
goat
knows you
fucker.
didn't.
But you didn't.
No, I'd still take the
Yeah,
I'd still take
the
everybody
poor goat
fucking like.
doesn't deserve
You can
it.
blame me. I'm not fucking. Yeah. I
Well,
ain't
now you
fuck
got
no
goat zombies and stuff too.
Fuck
Ooh.
the zombies, all right? I'm alone in the world. I don't have any of that shit to worry about. It's all on you guys. You guys have zombies and zombie sheep and goat.
But what? Yeah, I mean, like that's
Yeah.
just obvious right off the bat. But like, would the would it be like on the new? Like you guys, you're just described like what social media status or
Everything.
like everything,
Goat
like
fucker.
news order,
Yep,
like you know, just
everything.
everything is like you're on
Goat
CNN, and be like the guy who
fucker.
fucked the goat, like
Live on CNN,
yeah,
Mark
exactly.
Chandler caught fucking a goat.
yeah, you'd be prosecuted.
If I actually did, no one would know.
Yeah, but then you'd be prosecuted. Like if
But
it was
you have
actually like
fucked
if
the
everyone
goat.
thought you did, like
No one would know.
well then
You fucked a goat, literally 0 people know. You just have fucked a goat in your own head.
okay, yeah, but like if
Or the
but if you-
entire world thinks you fucked a goat, but you didn't, and you can't prove that you didn't.
But how? Yeah, but how would they know? Because I mean, like there had
They
to be some
assume.
sort of concrete. Yeah,
They
but they
assume.
can't just assume. Like there had to be some sort of like fake footage or
They
something.
now
like
know that you fucked a goat. That's how.
They just
fuck
all of
the
a
goat.
sudden do.
It's
Oh,
just
the goat
It's
fucker.
implanted in their
programmed into
brains.
Yeah.
Would you rather have to do the Macarena every time you got excited?
Yes.
Or
Oh.
have to wrap your feelings every time a touchy subject's brought up?
Ooh. Wow,
I go
that's
for.
tough.
I go for. Well, wrap
I
your
want to do
feelings.
both.
That'd be cool if you could just like fucking like bust out a freestyle, like just kind of like talking about some real shit. That'd be kind of cool, man. Like, wouldn't it? Like,
Hey, yo, you hurt my feelings, and
Yeah.
now it's freezing. my heart is cold.
yeah, dude. Like, you'd be fucking like you'd be spitting fucking like records like left, right, and center. You just be
Or
like
you can
Oh,
anytime.
he
Like,
didn't know. They didn't say they were good.
yeah, I didn't say it was good.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you didn't say how good either.
True.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure if you did that for the rest of your life, you get pretty damn good at fucking rhyming.
Yeah, true.
That's true.
So I think I would probably take that. Then the fucking Macarena, because then you just look like a fucking idiot. Like
No,
imagine,
you don't.
Imagine
The
you're just
Macarena
excited,
is a
like
fucking
you gotta.
amazing dance.
But there's no music. It's literally just you
It's literally just you.
How many rotations of the Macarena?
until you're no
Until you're
longer
not
excited.
excited.
Yeah.
I'll wrap my feelings.
Oh,
Well, wouldn't that be like every
Imagine,
time? Like,
like-
every time you're having sex,
Yeah.
you're just doing the Macarena.
Oh yeah.
I'm so excited. Like,
that would be awesome. What? No?
you could like.
But the other
the
person
most-
chose to wrap their feelings.
Oh, this sucks. Bam.
Oh man, that's true too.
Get off of me.
Yeah, exactly.
You fucking shit.
When you
This
go into
sucks. Why you wearing socks?
Are you inside?
why you in
Can't
socks?
feel you. Where you at?
Take those off.
I'ma
Your
leave.
feet are fucking smelly. Put them back on.
Here's some gum.
And a
I,
busted.
honestly, I like being dramatic, so I think I would rap. I'd be like, listen to me now. And I just like keep going until, I don't want to talk about it anymore. And then bam,
But you
drop
have,
it.
but
Bam,
you have
bam.
feelings,
No, yeah, I
so
know.
you have to
but,
all the time. I mean, like.
well,
You're crazy for feelings.
No, but like you're basically rapping all the time because you're always feeling
have
something.
you met me? I already do. So technically, this question doesn't apply to me because I already wrapped my feelings.
Oh, can you imagine
Ooh,
that?
all right. This is fucking big shot over here.
Allie, quit, bitch.
Allie's already got 6 mixtapes in the works right now
Upload it to Bandcamp
from this week.
from today. Excuse
So
me.
many feelings.
3-song EPs dropping November 2019.
Sick.
Very fucking
Sick
hilarious.
folks.
Sick folks, bro.
Keep your eyes glued to the pot for that one.
Are you content with your current brand of adult diapers? Wishing you look more stylish the next time you have an accident? Our product line is made with only the finest materials to keep you looking fly and bright. Rooster diapers. Sleek contours that'll hug your body like a plush teddy bear. Colors and patterns that only a diva can dream of. Rooster diapers. Because a good diaper is something to crow about.
All right, so I got a story. Bunch of years ago, we were let's go back even further. So there was a concert every year in November for Movember, and it was all cover bands. So it was all local bands from London.
This was, down in London.
Down in London, and they would do a bunch of cover bands, like five in the night, and they would strictly cover bands. Like, it didn't matter what kind of band you were in. If you were going to do Blink-182 or Tool or Miley Cyrus, didn't matter as long as Miley
That
Cyrus
exists?
was never there. No, but it was only a one-time thing ever. Like, it wasn't like full-fledged cover bands that would play, and so they made a lot of money for it. It was always packed. It was a really well done show, and all the money went to colon cancer. So the one year we decided that we would do Limp Bizkit. And
Nice.
Solid.
And as you know, the 30-somethings that we are now, back then,
My generation.
yeah, right, exactly. So we were like, let's do a Limp Bizkit set. It'll go crazy. We had 2 guitarists, so the one guitarist bought turntables and became a DJ.
Hell yeah.
Well
And he
played.
did an amazing job too. Like, he was phenomenal. And we all like took it very seriously. Like, my the other guitarist painted himself black, bought the eye contacts, and
Nice.
like
True West
he
Portland.
he looked legit. I shaved my beard so that I would look like the bass player, which
Wow.
is a big deal. And
What about your drummer, though?
he didn't do anything. He
He didn't take you to the
still played
Matthews
drum.
Bridge?
No, no. The vocalist bought a red Yankees hat, wore it backwards. Like,
Nice.
we
course.
did it upright. So the first gig, I think we did 5 songs, and the first gig we did was at Call the Office in London. It holds about 300 people, and it was absolutely rammed when we played, and the whole place was shaking while we were playing because everyone was jumping and breaking stuff, but not actually breaking stuff. Just so excited.
Nice.
Yeah, man, you're playing Limp Bizkit, of course.
Yeah, it was so cool, and there was one point too. Daryl, the vocalist, he was like, "All right, let's keep this rolling," and everyone was like, "Yeah!" And we were like, "Just kidding. Here's Faith," because we didn't play rolling. But it went over so well, and everybody went so bananas that we got asked to play again at a cover band show at the Music Hall in London, and that place holds 3,000 people. Like, it's the big venue for anything in London.
Yeah,
that's
man,
not
that's a venue.
That's not
That's a venue.
That's-
Budweiser Gardens. Like,
Yeah.
Slayer plays Budweiser Gardens. Protest the Hero plays the Music Hall.
Yeah.
To kind of put it into context.
Yeah.
So we played the Music Hall. It was insane. So we get to the show, we're backstage, and they wheel in 7 cases of beer for the 3 bands. I was like, "These are for you guys." And it was
Ooh,
like,
that's deadly.
Nice.
ooh. I didn't know that was happening, so I brought a bottle of Jack Daniels too, because
Secret weapon.
because I like to hang
Prepared.
out. And, 7 cases of beer isn't enough.
Nope.
So we headlined. We did our. We went on stage, and I don't really remember a lot of the show. I do remember at one point during, I think it might have been break stuff. It's like a 2-note riff that I play. I went over to the other side of the stage and got someone else to play it for me on my bass because I was so drunk. I was just like, ah.
Was it fretless, too?
No. I was playing my 6-string at the time. Limp Bizkit, fretless. Jesus, man.
Fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. So I also remember too, we had risers for both guitarists, the vocalist, we each had risers we could stand up on.
You're better than everybody.
Well, yeah, so we did. The drummer was on a giant ass riser, and like, it was insane. It's probably the biggest stage I've ever played in my life.
Sounds
Playing Limp
fucking
Bizkit.
awesome.
It was sweet. But I remember like so drunk, I got up on the riser and I was like, whoa, and I immediately backed down. Almost into my cab. Almost, but it wasn't my cab. So I was like, woo,
Can't
good
do
thing
that.
didn't happen. So our plan was to play our entire Limp Bizkit set and then be like, all right, we got one more, and then play an actual Mullet Corp song. So
Nice.
after the Limp Bizkit set was done, we were all so fucking hammered. My drummer got up and just threw his drum kit into the front of the stage, like grabbed one of the heads from the drum or one of the guitars, threw it. Like we were all
What?
like, I just fucking just a fucking disaster.
Yeah, like a fucking Nirvana
Wow.
ending. Like,
Yeah,
Jesus
like
Christ.
Nirvana and like just like what are we doing? It was a nightmare, but everybody had a blast again because it's Limp Bizkit, and we were
Oh, yeah.
like, I
Tanked.
don't know that I've ever been that drunk on stage, and I was perfect.
I think the Jack Daniels had a play in that.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
100%.
Yeah.
But I like it's Limp Bizkit. I played probably 12 notes the whole show, and but it
got
it
paid
was,
a $3 bill, y'all.
No, we didn't get paid because. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, and that was probably the dumbest, stupid things I've ever done on stage.
If only that was on camera.
There might be some somewhere.
Probably.
Please give me the link.
There's the first show. There's video of that on YouTube for sure. If you look up Mullet Corp's Limp Bizkit, you'll find that. You'll find
I'm checking that out right after this podcast.
You'll find us doing break stuff. It's a good
That's
time.
fucking amazing.
If I remember,
and
we
you guys
played
did break stuff.
we played Nookie, Break Stuff, Counterfeit, Faith, and the other one. That other famous song of theirs. Not My Generation. Not Rollin'.
What? Oh,
Chocolate.
the one where they're drowning in the milk. Which one is
We
that?
only did the first two albums.
Rearranged. Oh, okay.
No, but I did that as a like segue.
Right.
Everybody got a drink, and I was like,
Yeah.
and everyone was like, woo! And then we didn't play it.
Well played.
Thank you. Yeah.
Paul, didn't you say you had a horror story?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like going back to, I guess, the drunkest story I could think of on stage.
Well, it wasn't really drunk, I guess.
Well, this is like my horror story. I mean, like, it wasn't really like I never did anything like knock over anybody's cab or like destroy anything. But I just remember like being completely wrecked myself. Like I don't know how like I ended up like playing the entire show, but it's kind of similar to your story where like when you went to the venue and they give you like two fours at cost. So basically, you just have like 2 free 2 4s.
Right.
But like I was with a local band, Aggressor, at the time. We were doing a Metallica tribute show, and like we were doing a bunch of tribute art. Like same sort of story. Like everyone's doing like a tribute to like a certain band. Like one was Death Clock. We did
Nice.
Metallica. So we went on, and I remember. Well, actually, I'll back up a little bit. So before the show started, we were all met up at the Highlander downtown. So we all drank a considerable amount of beer to start. And then me and the singer, we were like, okay, well, like, let's get more beer. So we got like a party pitcher. So they come up with like these gigantic, like the party pitchers of beer. Like they're fucking full.
They're
It's
the
like
ones with
2 or
the
3
taps on
pitchers.
them?
Yeah, the little
Yeah.
taps on them.
Ooh.
So nobody else wanted to really partake. So me and the singer
God.
basically drank everything. We drank 2 party pitchers. So by the time we got back to the venue, we were already, basically just begged. Like we were fucking trashed at this point. And we're playing. We're headlining this gig as well. And this was at the old Capitol Music Hall. So we had just enough time to come back to the venue and find that we have free beer again. So, of course, me and the singer just go back and we're like, well, it's fucking free beer. So
Yep.
let's
Crush
pound
them
this
in the
shit-
green room.
Yeah, let's pound this shit back.
Yeah.
So by the time the show starts, we're on stage. We got everything ready to go. And at the last second, I remember kicking the guitar. Like it was just standing up against my my amp at the time. But I kicked it over, went completely out of tune. I was like, fuck.
Blood Road.
Fuck. So I get it up, and I was like, okay, dude, I got a tune. He's like, there's no fucking time. Like, we got to start right now. And I was like,
You didn't bring a
shit.
backup either, did you?
No, that was a mistake. It was a mistake. Well, the whole thing was it was fun. I'm not going to say it was a mistake, but
The
that
whole
was
thing
a
was a
mistake.
mistake.
Holy shit, man. But we opened up with Battery. I don't know if anybody knows the song Battery by Metallica.
Yeah,
that's
a
like
great
the
song.
fastest fucking song, like, you know, you could start off with. Like, start with a bang. We were so fucking sloppy and so terrible. But I remember, like, we actually kind of pulled it off, though. But I just can picture myself, like, you know, when you're fucking hammered, you can kind of picture yourself just being like,
Remember
oh, you're just like a
one?
drunk asshole.
When you played one?
I'm getting to that. So, like, basically, we kind of pulled it off, like, for the most part. Everyone's kind of like, woo, like, whatever, man. Like, you know, I was like, yeah, Metallica. Like, fuck yeah. So then it hits the third song, because, like, every song just kind of, like, we planned it to roll into the next one. So there was no break in between, so I could actually tune my guitar. So the third song that we played was One. So obviously that song starts off clean.
Yeah.
And I just remember playing the first like 4 notes and just looking at everybody in the crowd. Oh no, man! Like it's like the worst feeling when you look at everybody's face and they just kind of go, like, ooh, shit, man! Like you got to tune your guitar.
Yeah,
And
Those are all those people with perfect pitch.
Yeah.
Remember?
And I was kind of looking at them like, this is what you paid for.
This ain't Metallica.
And like at that point, I thought I was like, I didn't know if I was actually going to finish the set because I was that drunk. Like I was borderline going to fall over into the crowd. Like if I start headbanging at any point, like I'm probably just going to face plant like off the stage. Show's over, pull down my fucking full stack. Like, you know, everything was just going to go to shit. But somehow, like, I mean, like we managed to like keep it going. And then by the end, like it just was all a blur after that point. I don't even really remember like the entire set. But then by the end of the show, I remember like the crowd was up on stage. I remember looking to like the left of me and my sister was up on stage with her friend. And they're just fucking like rocking out to like Seek and Destroy and shit. And I was like, holy fuck, like people actually like this. And
They were just as drunk.
Yeah, exactly. Like thank God we were headlining at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was probably the most drunk I've ever been on stage. I mean, like I wish, like never like knocked shit over, but you know, except for my guitar, and then went out of tune. But it was a fucking disaster. I'm glad there's no footage of that.
Yeah.
It was a disaster that wasn't fully a disaster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
And sometimes
It
those are the
worked out in
best.
your
Like,
favor.
yeah, sometimes those are the best. Like when you actually kind of pull it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're done acting like idiots. You guys want to sound like idiots?
Yeah.
You're a fucking idiot.
Are we understanding each other? Yes. You're an idiot.
I did.
Always.
I'm not ready for this.
You got a board ready there, Mark? Paul?
My name's, yeah.
You guys really need name
I
tags?
just want to know how many
really
weeks it's going to take.
It's literally been every single
I've known
podcast
each other
now.
for a long time now. No excuses.
And it's always for this at this time. Hey, you guys want to sound like idiots? All right, here we go, Mark. Oh, I mean, Paul.
Sorry, that guy.
Every time.
I'm going to go first because I guess I deserve that.
You should probably do it from the well, too.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Wow.
I would drink beer with a goat on a boat, in a box, in my socks, in a car, at a bar. I do like big beer.
That was good.
It wasn't so bad.
That was
think you're
actually
getting better,
pretty
dude.
good.
Yeah.
I know.
Have you been practicing?
I thought that would be harder.
It turns out it's the one he wrote.
No.
No, it's me. I wrote that. Well, it's actually Dr. Seuss for adults.
All right, that was pretty good.
We got to score you there, bro.
I'm gonna give you.
I know.
I'll give you.
Chill out.
I'll give
Holy,
you.
now you're
I'll give you a
shit.
6 for that one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a 7.
Nice.
I'm going to
11?
give you a 9.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
fair
Beautiful.
20.
Generous. All right.
All right.
You ready?
No. Paul enjoys sitting on stiff fruits while enjoying a funny and romantic chick flick. Hey, I actually didn't mess it up.
Yeah, that was really
I'm
good.
actually really proud.
I was really hoping you fuck up.
Yeah, really. Can you read it again, though?
Paul enjoys sitting on stiff fruits while enjoying a funny and romantic chick flick.
Paul, is that
He
true?
does.
I'm sorry. It's a guilty pleasure.
What's
He
your
likes
favorite
those
fruit
stiff
and chick flick combination?
That's for me to know.
Oh, well, no.
Stiff fruits.
I'll give you a 10.
Yeah.
Yes!
10.
That's pretty bang on.
Whoa, I think
wow,
this is
Allie,
my
a
first,
perfect
like-
score.
This
First,
is mine. This
first
is mine,
one in
so
her
I'm putting it back on.
career.
Seriously, I'm not worthy. Next one's gonna be a 1.
All right. Nothing is scarier than being scared of what it scares you the most when you're scared. Whoa.
What?
That's minus points because you said oh.
One more time.
Nothing is scarier than being scared of what scares you the most when you're scared.
You did really well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you kind of killed
Yeah, I'm
that.
gonna give you a 10.
Yeah.
Okay, we're being too nice.
Yeah, we're just getting too good at this.
Man.
That over.
Come on, Paul. Fuck it up.
It's
Yeah,
the one I
seriously.
wrote.
Sound like an idiot.
Throw
If
it
it's
back,
the one
throw
you
it
wrote,
back,
yeah.
Throw it back.
I'm gonna throw it back.
Throw it back now, yeah.
Throw it back.
The arsonist
Get on
has
mic.
I am on mic. Fuck you. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet, and the human blowtorch was denied a bank loan. Oh. So close. Well, I'm gonna go one more time. The arsonist has oddly shaped feet, and the human blowtorch was denied a bank loan. Fucked up the first one. Fuck you guys.
I'm gonna give you an 8.
Okay.
1 for fucking up and 1 for attitude.
Thanks, man.
I'll give you a 9 because the second one was
7.2.
perfect.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
You say 9.2.
7.2.
0.2.
Woo! Round 2. Here we go.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh. I called shenanigans
Say shenanigans again.
I called shenanigans when the shaft was sharply shifted my shifty shackles so swiftly I shit in the shitty. I didn't even finish. I called shenanigans when the oh wow.
I think that's a big 0. I knew I was going to get someone. I was hoping it was you.
I called shenanigans when the shaft that was sharply shifted my shift. No. I called shenanigans when the shaft that was sharply shifted my shifty shackles so swiftly I shit in the shitty shower and shaved.
Oh my god. That's insane.
Oh my god.
And of course, I had to fucking get it.
It had to be you.
Fuck right
I'm giving
off.
you a big 0 for that. I'm sorry.
No, you can't give a 0.
Okay, give it
No.
1.
Yeah, you can give
Yeah,
a 1.
1 to 10.
1 to 10, all right, I'll give you 1.
I'm gonna give you.
Fucking asshole.
I'm definitely gonna give you a 1.
Just because I love you.
I'm going to give you a 3 for trying it multiple times.
Nice. It's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I'd love to listen to you do it.
That's what I'm
That was a
saying.
tough one.
You want to try it?
No.
That one's going back in the fucking hat.
Maybe
Yeah,
though.
that one's going
maybe
back
for a
in the well
bonus
for
point.
sure.
Oh
Y'all ready for this?
no. Yes.
I-
The garden gnome had a normal sized penis.
That's it?
The garden gnome had a normal sized penis.
What? Who wrote that?
Me.
That's too short.
Wow.
It was normal
has
size.
penis.
The gnome.
Okay,
had
I'm
a
giving you a
normal
9
size-
for fucking reading that so effortlessly. I want you to fucking read that one. Yeah, someone else has to fucking do it besides me.
Come on.
I'll also give you a 9.
I called shenanigans when the shaft that was sharply shifted my shifty shackles so swiftly I shit in the shitty shower and shaved. Motherfucker, what?
Damn.
That was actually really hard, guys.
Fuck.
Wait, what's my...
I gave you a
practice.
9. I'll give you one. Yeah, you killed that, though.
Hey!
I said 9.
I'll give you a
9.
You got 10. You got
9,
3 10s, 3 9s. You're gonna get 3 8s next time.
All right.
I'm seeing a trend.
7.
Mark, are you ready?
Yes. Read rhymes with lead. Read rhymes with lead. What?
Keep going.
But read and lead don't rhyme, and neither do red and lead.
There you go. Yeah.
What was that? Do it again.
One more time.
Yeah.
Do it really fast.
Come on, you have to go. You can't just memorize it.
Yeah, really.
Read rhymes with lead. Red rhymes with lead. But read and lead don't rhyme, and neither do red and lead. Yeah.
You used too much inflection that wasn't there.
Because I was trying to think about which one was which.
I know, that was the point.
I'll give you.
You had too much fucking time to read that.
Yeah.
You fucking.
Someone else read it then.
I'll give you a 6.
Paul, read this.
I'll give you a 6.
I'm going to give you a 5.
All right, just for shits. Read rhymes with lead, read rhymes with lead, but read and lead don't rhyme, and neither do read and lead. Whoa, that's fucked up.
See?
That's messing with my brain, man.
That was the whole point.
Read rhymes with lead, but read and lead don't rhyme, and neither do read and lead. Oh, man. That was good. But the sad thing is I think mine is the last one in the hat.
Yeah. All right, pick it. Pick your fate.
Right. It's my own poison. All right. Bigger business isn't better business, but better business brings bigger rewards.
Brings what?
Better. Oh, no, I fucked that up. I'm going again.
Yeah, you did.
Bigger business isn't better business, but better business brings bigger rewards. There we go.
That's not fair, though. That you got to read your own.
Yeah.
You wrote that.
I did, but still fucked me up, though.
There you go. Try that
Oh,
one.
fuck you. We got bonus points for reading, too?
No, you're still getting a 1.
Fine. Once upon a time, a little boy shat in a cup of tea and sold it for 103 rupees.
I just wanted you to say that.
Shat in a cup of tea. Fuck.
Yeah.
Some shitty tea right there.
Enjoy your 1.
Fuck you.
Hey, folks, I'm Polly from Polly's Pocket Palace. I'm here at the corner of 3rd and 8th, and I'm hoping you'll want to buy what's in my pocket. I've always got some great stuff in these here pant pouches. Could be a toothpick, maybe a bus transfer. That's helpful, right? Looking to trade that $5 bill for some small change? I've got you covered. So come on down to Polly's Pocket Palace, where these pockets are sure to please.
And the tally is in.
Who's the loser and who's the winner?
Right.
I can see the board.
And you know you're last.
Yeah, and I'm fucking last. Yeah.
Coming in hot.
With a big 27 points.
Woo!
It's okay. I followed your rate up with 36.2.
Yeah, you did.
Because of
that 1 I gave you.
Yeah, I know. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it. And in first place is Ellie.
I finally win something in this stupid podcast.
With 57, with a perfect 10 and a perfect 9. I'm
Hell
totally
yeah.
giving you
The
guys
fuck is a
ones next
perfect
week.
9?
No,
Like
That's just
9,
9s all
9.
around.
2 9s in a row, bro.
It's 9 out of 9.
Yeah.
Don't act like you weren't fucking on my side at first. Get out of here.
I was on your side. What the fuck is a perfect 9?
I'm so proud. I like to thank no one. So I did it all by myself.
Well, seeing as how you won, you get to, spot all of our fucking social medias.
All right, coming in hot, the Gumball Machine Podcast. We are on Instagram and we post crazy stories and weird live stuff that we are doing. Our username is the Gumball Machine Pod because we're cool like that. We also have an email where you can send us letters and whatever you want. The Gumball Machine Podcast at gmail.com. And we have a YouTube channel that is popping.
Yeah.
We're putting all our videos up. So search for the Gumball Machine Podcast on YouTube and also on Facebook and just talk to us.
Yeah.
We're lonely.
Come on.
Yeah.
Please.
We're not shy.
Say hi.
Say stupid stuff to us. Even if it's literally go kill yourself angry. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yep.
Done deal.
So with that being said, let's wrap up episode 5, Gumball Machine Podcast.
Hell yeah.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.